This conference will now be recorded.
Good morning, friends. Welcome to GoOnlineTrainings.com. We were talking about SQL Server data types, right? We had seen what is a character data and what is Unicode and everything. And today, let us talk about binary data. So, binary data means we have a lot of pictures data, audio files, video files. This data also can be stored in SQL Server. For example, we have binary, which can store up to 8 KB of data, which is a fixed size data. Where binary means it is variable length data up to 8 KB, and where binary max, so it can go up to 2 GB of data. So what do you mean by binary data? Let us understand. So I create a table to store my data. So this is my table, okay? Let me take employee table. So we have employee ID and name of the employee, salary, and we can also store photo of the employee, right? We can also store photo of the employee. So this is my table structure: employee ID, employee name, employee salary, and employee photo also, right? So let me say employee name is called one. So John, salary $1,000. And whenever you store a photo, so normally, how do you store photo? You have to browse and upload the photo with the help of an application, right? So you could see a lot of photos in Amazon.com. So normally, how the photos are loaded? Photos can be loaded with the help of front-end application. You may be having Android application or Java application. Normally, let us take your Facebook. So how the Facebook is going to store the data? You need to browse the photo. Whenever you take a photo, you need to upload or browse. So when you upload the photo, this application, the Facebook or Twitter.com or wherever you wanted to upload, you can upload. So this is you. You're going to be uploading a photo with the help of an application, right? So the photo will go to application. So what the application is going to be doing? Application may be developed with the help of Java, .NET, Android, right? We don't know. Some language would have been used. Okay, so Java, .NET, Android application. So this application is going to take your photo and convert your photo into binary. Clear? So what do you mean by binary data? Ones and zeros data. Your photo will not be there in the as a photo format, not JPEG format. So you will be able to get this kind of a structure. So this is what is called binary structure. So you may upload a photo, okay? Upload pic or small video or small audio file, whatever you wanted to have. All this is called as a binary data. Clear? You may upload a pic or picture or videos or audios or whatever be the thing that you upload it. So what happens is that that will get converted into binary. Clear? The converted binary data is going to store, is going to be going to this. So how it is going to go? It is going to go the same data using this. It is going to go to here. Okay. But to store the picture or the photo or the audio file, you need to have one data type to store this data. So this is what is called binary. Okay. Binary, you may have maximum 8K. So if you use binary data, what is the meaning? Whether you have what is that? If you have same length sizes, for example, all the photos you're uploading, it is 1 KB of size, 1 KB, 1 KB, 1 KB. If you have fixed length data, you can go in for this one. you can say maximum is a 2 KB or 1 KBF size. So you will have a restriction. You can upload a photo, the maximum size would be 2 KB. That's how there is a small, description will be given whenever you upload the photo. That means they would have restricted the size in the database. Clear? So fixed length data we can have it. But if you think that you don't have the fixed length data, then we can go in for var binary 2 KB. So you may have 1 KB of file or 500, whatever, 2 KB, 500, KB or whatever it is. You wanted to have it, you can have it, but up to 2 KB. So this is how we can have it. But whenever you store this data, binary and var binary will convert the complete data into hexadecimal formats. Okay, it is not going to store in ones and zeros because ones and zeros will occupy a lot of space in this. Clear? It will convert hexadecimal, so it will be something like this: 1 A B, 1 2, 0 0 0, like this. This is what is called the hexadecimal format. Okay, binary data type is used to store pictures, audio files, video files. Binary or var binary max is not going to store the data as it is in the binary format. Clear? So you will have all the photos will be converted into hexadecimal. Why hexadecimal? Because when you store ones and zeros, you need to have much more space is required. So each photo size I have restricted to 8 KB, but maximum you can have, where binary. If you go to the max size, it'll be 8 KB. Clear? You can store up to 8 KB of size, but I have restricted to 2 KB. But if you need more than 8 KB, you have to say where binary max. Okay, if you need bigger files, if you wanted to store the data, then that is where you have to use where binary max. So max means up to what? Up to 2 GB of file. Each photo I'm talking about, each photo it can store up to 2 GB. Clear? So you may ask me, what about YouTube videos? YouTube, songs, video songs, audio songs, will it store in the in our database? The answer is no, because you cannot have 4 GB of movie, 10 GB of video file, audio file in your databases. So those videos are not, stored in the, as it is in the databases. Those videos are stored separately with the help of operating system directly, but not into databases. So these are small files. I am talking about 1 KB, 2 KB photos. And if you have sometimes much more data, but up to 2 GB data, we can accommodate, not more than that. Clear? So yeah, JPEG file. Is JPEG larger than the binary? So JPEG is a photo format, right? So it is a photo format. So that, what is the size you need to verify. For example, I have a picture of JPEG, right? So you'll have a lot of picture in this. So when you have this picture, you need to simply check what is this picture, 286 KB, right? So 89 KB. So this files you can store, PAN card, signature, whatever you have, some files, you can see the data. So maximum, 2 GB of data you can store. So JPEG, JPG, whatever the picture format, doesn't matter. It will get converted into what? Binary. Clear? So do we store large media files in a data warehouse or lake, or we store their data only and analytics? So larger video files we are not going to store in our databases. Okay, or no, OLTP, OLAP, nowhere you will have this. Remember this. So data warehouse is not there to store large amount of, media files. No, we will not be maintaining, because database is not good storage to store the large amount of videos and, media files. So you will have operating system is the best one. For example, YouTube data. Okay, you have YouTube data. You have a smaller file to a larger file. So those files cannot be stored at all, either in the data warehouse or in the OLTP systems. No. So data warehousing is not good for the storing large amount of media files, audio, video, this. If you have small pictures and small audio files, small video files, you can have, but not very very big files. Okay, Amazon, when you open, you may be getting a lot of pictures, right? If I wanted to buy some items here, so Amazon.in or .com. Okay, so you see a lot of pictures, right? So all these pictures data can be stored in the databases because it is 1 KB, 2 KB, 3 KB, 4 KB, 5 KB sizes. So this data, I should be able to store the price, the description, everything we are going to be storing in the databases. But when we think about a YouTube data, a database cannot handle it, or data warehousing also it is not, because we are going to be using them, and definitely it will be a big issue for you. But if you wanted to use large amount of what do you say, pictures data, and large amount of videos, audios, the good one is Hadoop. Hadoop is going to be using unstructured data. Unstructured means this is unstructured data. Clear? So we have structured data, right? So the data we're talking about today is structured data. Okay, structured means where you have the data in the table format. Okay, you have semi-structured data and you have unstructured data. Unstructured means we're talking about files data or chart data, and we are having pictures and audios, okay, and videos, and this is what. Okay, so when you have a structured data, so this, your OLTP systems and your BI applications can handle it, or SQL Server and RDBMS BI can handle this. Okay, so the problem with the BI is it cannot go in for semi-structured or unstructured data. You can go in for at least semi-structured, but storing unstructured data will be very very bad in the RDBMS. Clear? And doing data analytics with the audio files, video files is very very difficult. Okay, so BI cannot do that. So if you wanted to take care of everything, okay, and when you have a large amount of data, the Hadoop is the good one. Okay, if you wanted to perform data analytics on unstructured data, semi-structured data, and structured data, and the data size is in petabytes, petabyte, zettabyte, yottabyte. Okay, when you have this kind of a data and the data size is this, then Hadoop is the best solution. Okay, so we have a business intelligence or RDBMS. So these are always more focused on the structured data. Structured means the data which is there in the tables. Okay. So business intelligence means you always understand which is pointing to structured data. Clear? So if you have the data in somewhere else, and definitely business intelligence applications, clear? So it is not going to work. So data analytics on the audio files, video files, pictures cannot be done with the help of your business intelligence applications. But you should be able to go in for Hadoop. Okay, Hadoop can take any kind of a data, any unlimited data also. You should be able to take it. Clear? If I'm e-commerce data, and when we are creating a product table, we'll upload all the catalog pictures, videos in a table under one column, right? So that will cross 2 GB. How will it work? See, you need to contain, it is one photo, right? So it is one photo. You can take 2 GB of data. You will have one more photo you can have. So one more column you can maintain. Okay. With this, you can have a picture in small. Okay. You can have a small picture, a large picture, or 4D, 3D picture, like that. You can have a lot of columns. So each photo, not all photos you cannot store in a single column. So this is a single photo. This is single photo. Am I clear? So this is a, you can say small photo. Then you can have large photo. Then you can have a side view photo. Then you can have upper view photo. So like that, you need to store a lot of photos in lot of columns, not in single column, right? Each column can have max up to 2 GB of data. Am I clear, Srikanth? So this is how you can have all the pictures cannot be stored in a single column. You cannot store all the data, right, in a single column. Only your name can be stored. If you have two, three names, can we store all the names here? So it cannot be. You have a column called first name, middle name, last name. So it cannot be a single, right? So if you wanted to store, you can store as a single, but when you store the single column, you will not be able to get the single photos, right? So side view photo is different and the small photo is different and you have 4K photo is different, like that different photos and catalogs are stored in different columns, not in a single column. So that is how the designing has to be done. Clear? Am I clear, Srikanth? That's very, very important to understand. So all the pictures, see now we have these photos, right? So when you click on this photo and you will have a different view. When you click on this, see, these are different images we have. So all these different images are not in a single, cell. So all these are different, columns, different columns. Photo 1, photo 2, photo 3, photo 4, photo 5, photo 6, photo 7, photo 8, like that. So all these columns coming, all these pictures are coming from different places. That's what you need to understand. No. So, okay. Now, when you go in for the data, so this is how the data is going to be stored in your databases. Clear? So you never have the binary data as it is. It's going to be storing hexadecimal data. Okay. So Microsoft is giving one sample database, right? So let me go. We have a lot of pictures data over there. So how the lot of photos these guys are storing, let me show you once. Okay, so let me open SQL server for you, and it is being opened. Let me connect it to database, and I'm giving dot to connect. Dot means local default instance. In the second class we discussed about what is a default instance, and I go to databases and I use a AdventureWorks database. This is a learning database given by Microsoft, and these guys are storing a lot of product photos. Clear? And let me show you what is the data type and how these guys are storing. If I wanted to read the data, so this is the command. This is SQL command. So let me execute it. When you see thumbnail photo. Have you seen this? So which is hexadecimal data. You cannot see the picture as a picture. If you wanted to see the picture and read this data, give it to front-end application like Java, Android. So those applications will convert this data into a picture or the audio file. This is one photo, they're storing it. And they have one more photo, larger photo file. Clear? So this is a large photo and this is the name to that. So one photo here, one more photo here. So a product, which product they're given the number and the product name is somewhere else. The product is photo, lot of photos they're storing. Okay. One is called small photo, one is called bigger photo. Like that, you can have lot of columns and for the same, product, a, side view, upper view, small photo, upper photo, like that you can have. So what is the data type for this? If you open this, they're using thumbnail photo. It is var binary max. Clear? In a single column, you can have up to 2 GB of data in the single column. And this is again large photo. So in this, you can have again 2 GB of data. So in this again up to 2 GB of data you can store. So in this also you can have up to 2 GB of data. Every cell, every row will have lot of photos. Photo number one, photo number two. Clear? Photo number one can have up to 2 GB data, 2 GB, and here also we can have up to 2 GB of data because which is var binary max. Clear? Which is var binary max. So I have not only one column, I have multiple columns here. Clear? So small photo and bigger photo. So that is how you should be able to understand. Each file size can go up to 2 GB each file. Okay. So here you can go up to 2 GB. Here you can go up to 2 GB. And here you can go up to 2 GB. Here you can go up to 2 GB. Why? Because they were using var binary max. Clear? And if you wanted to see the photo, you cannot see the photo in RDBMS. RDBMS cannot store the photo as a photo. It will convert the photo into hexadecimal numbers. This is hexadecimal numbers. Why not binary? Because when I store the binary, binary will occupy a lot of space in the hard disk. So it will, reduce the size. The size will get reduced when I use, hexadecimal data. Clear? So binary is not going to store everything in binary, which is going to store everything in hexadecimal format. Clear? So that is the point. Now we have timestamp columns. It is called as indicate activity, known as row version column. Changed whenever a row is modified, not related to date and time, updated by SQL Server engine itself, only one timestamp column per table, and we have one more data type called bit. Bit can be either 0 or 1 or null. So bit means I wanted to know whether you're married or a single. So bachelor, yes or no. Are you smoker? True or false? Are you vegetarian? True or false? Okay, so I wanted to know this kind of a data, gender, are you male, true or false. So if you wanted to store true or false, so that is what is called bit data. So you can have either zero, zero is false, one is true, and null means I don't know the value for this, so you can just leave it blank. Null means what? Leave it blank. You don't have any data for that column. Clear? Either 0 or 1, or you can also have null. Now, what is a timestamp? Let us understand clearly with the help of one Excel sheet. I go to Microsoft, I go to Excel, and I wanted to show you something here. I wanted to create a table. I have some data in employee table, and I am maintaining employee ID, employee name, employee salary. So I take number one employee, say John, salary is 1,000. Two, let me say Salman, okay, salary is 2,000. And I'll take Ram salary is 3,000. I have some data in this. Clear? And same data, this is available, let us say in one server, I'm storing this data. Okay. So let us say this is one server, I'm storing this data, and one more copy, I am also storing in one more server. Okay, this is server 2, this is server 1. Server 1 may be in India, one more copy I'm maintaining server 2, which is there in US. Clear? Why? Because if something goes wrong here, I will have a copy here. So that is the simplest thing. So I wanted to tell you, I'm maintaining two copies of data. One server is in India, and the same data I am also maintaining as employee in US. Why two copies? If something goes wrong in India server, for example, there is a flood, there is a fire accident, then I'll have this copy of the data. I am preserving it elsewhere. But I wanted to maintain a complete sync. So what happens now? So this salary is getting updated. If the salary is getting updated, I don't know whose salary is getting updated. Always what I do, I delete all this data here. Again, I'm going to be taking all this data and moving the data here. So every time every time taking complete data and storing is not so simple, right? If you have three rows, I can do that. Delete complete data tomorrow. You may get a new row. You may get new row. Let us say some data. Clear? Some data will come. Again, what will you do? So you remove this data. You copy complete data. So and tomorrow again his salary is not Salman. Somebody is updated. It is Salman Khan. Something like this. People are updating, right? Again, what you do? You don't know which data has been updated. You completely remove this data and you're again moving complete data. So this is not the right way to maintain it. I wanted to know which row has been modified. Okay, so to modify, what normally we do, for example, tomorrow his salary is incremented. When the salary is incremented, I don't know which row is incremented. Either I have to verify row by row. Is it the same? You verify. Is it the same? You verify. And is it the same? No, it is not same. Now you take this data. At least one thing you can do, you can just simply go and update this. This is one thing. Clear? Because you are not sure which row has been modified, and every row you have to modify. Every row you need to check. If you have only three columns, you're lucky you're checking only three columns. If you have 100 columns here, so each and every column you need to check. Each and every column you need to check whether this column modified, whether this is which column is got modified, or whether row is modified or not. Verification or checking validations of complete big row is very very bigger activity. You are fortunate when you have small row. If you have 1,000 columns, maximum number of columns in a table is 1,024 columns. If you have 600 700 columns, and taking the row and check the cell by cell is very very difficult, right? So ram and ram tomorrow, this salary will change to 2,200, right? And verifying a column by column is difficult. So this is not matching here. So then it is updated. Then I need to update. It will be very very difficult, irritating job, and SQL Server also will take a lot of time to do that. So what we can do? We can have one more column here. That is what is called row version number. Clear? So this is what is called a timestamp column. The data type is called timestamp column. So this is integer and this is varchar of 100. You can say money, and the timestamp is one more data type. So what happens now? For example, so this is the data I have it. This is the data I have it. So let me keep all the data, nothing will happen. Okay, this is the data I have it. As soon as you insert the data, SQL Server automatically will insert a number. Okay, it will insert some unique number. Some unique number will get inserted. Clear? The same number you should store as it is in this as well. Clear? So you are not storing the number. As soon as you give the data here, automatically SQL Server will give you one unique number. So it is not in the sequence number, some random number it will give you. So tomorrow you change this row. So this is the row you are changing. Say, let us say Sakshi, you are changing to something like this. You modified this row. As soon as the modification done, this number will change to something else. Okay. When the modification is done in any one of these data values, automatically this number will be changed automatically by the SQL Server. Now, what is the advantage? It is very, very easy for you to check. For one and this number you check. 1 and 1, there is no change. For 2, this number. For 2 and this number, there is no change. For 3 and this number, there is no change, right? And for 4 and this number you verify, there is a change, right? When there is a change there, that means this row has been modified. You take only this row and you overwrite it here with this, okay? When this and this is matching, then the row modification is not done. So timestamp can tell you which row has been modified or not. Tomorrow, Salman Khan name or Salman Khan salary is in incremented to 3,000. So what happens? Even though you have thousands of rows, thousands of values, we do, doesn't matter now. Automatically, this number will change. This number will change. Now I'll verify for one what is the value. It is matching. For two, what is the value? So it is not matching. When this is not matching for the two, that means this row has been modified. So you need to take not only this, but also this value, timestamp column, control C and control V, override the data. So that means only if it is not matching, that means this row has been modified. So timestamp can tell you which row has been modified or not. So this is what is called row version number. Automatically the values of this row will get updated by the SQL server. You can have only one column per table. You can give any name. Name is not, you can say version number, you can say, row version number, or you can say something like this. Okay. Whatever be the name of the column, that is your choice. Clear? So you can have different column names, but the data type is a timestamp. So what is the advantage? When you modify anything here, automatically this number will get modified. Okay. When the number is getting modified, that means what? This row has been updated. If you have thousands of columns here, we don't know which cell data is modified. But when you compare this data and this data, which is very easy for you whether this row has been modified or not. You can easily tell by checking this value and for this value. Clear? So row version is very useful if you're maintaining the data elsewhere. Clear? So you take only the updated data and you overwrite it in the next server. Clear? So especially when we are maintaining 2 or 3 copies of data, so if the new data comes in, new data has to go here. If the data is being updated, the updated data has to be, should go here and it should get overwritten. When you have millions of data, when you have millions of data, especially timestamp can do the beautiful work, okay? Because you're not comparing complete row. When you have a bigger row, then comparing cell by cell is very, bigger task. Clear? So this is how we are going to be using timestamp data. So how can we send means we have different technologies. We have SSIS, right? We have SSIS and lot of other technologies we have. So to share this data, right? One place data, if you want to send it to next server, we are going to be using ETL services, right? SSIS, right? Extract the data, transform the data, load the data. So we are going to be using ETL. So I told you, right, in MSBA demo, ETLs are used to store the data from one place to another. So to move the data. Yeah, very good. Yeah, am I clear, guys? So this is what is called a timestamp. So this is what is called as row version number. Clear? Known as row version column, changed whenever a row is modified, not related to date and time. People think that timestamp means it is date and time. No, only one column we can have it, not more than that. Am I clear, guys? So this is very important. So the person on the first IT will be doing the checking. So person is not going to do no manual work. Everything is automated. Clear? So no person. Automatically the ETL is going to be doing a lot of comparisons and everything. Clear? Yeah. So nobody. It is machines are going to do it. So if you have 10 rows, a human being can do that. So if you have 1 trillion data, and you remove the auto manual work there, you place a machine, right? We give everything to the machines because machines can do easily, and they are faster, right? So no manual work will be done, right? If you wanted to make one pizza, you make it. But if you wanted to make thousands of pizzas, you will be replaced with the machine, a robot, right? So If I wanted to store and compare lot of data, normally we don't do it, right? So there is a machine is going to be doing, and the machine will have a software called ETL software. So it is going to be, ETL is going to be checking and taking the data and moving it. So everything will be done by the machines. The machine will have a lot of softwares. So the software will be a ETL software. Then the machine will be called as a robot. You can say like that. It is going to do a lot of things automatically, right? Yeah. So now global unique identifier. So it is called as a GUID, 16 byte, one per table hexadecimal data will get stored. SQL Server insert new GUID per each row using new ID function, barcode numbers on the products. Clear? And we have XML data as well to store the XML. So what is a global unique identifier? Let us discuss. For example, I have lot of product data, product ID, product name, and product price. Product will have a barcodes, right? So every product will have a unique barcode. And the product one, let us say pencil of some company will have price of $10 or 10 bucks, and automatically I should have a barcode. Barcode is not for the human beings to understand. Barcodes are not especially for the machines to understand. So this is a GUID, clear, which is a purely hexadecimal number. A unique number will get created for barcode. So who's going to be creating a barcode? Is it you? You're inserting the data, you're doing it? No, we cannot insert the barcode at all. Barcode will not be inserted by a human being. So this data you can type it, this data you can type it, this data you can type it manually, but these are automatic numbers created by the machine. Clear? So the SQL Server itself can create a lot of barcodes for you. This is unique in nature. You can create a barcode and you can take the printout of the barcode and we can give it to one more machine, so the machine can easily understand. So like that, so barcode can give you a unique identity for each and every product. Clear? So this is a unique number across the global. It is a globally unique number. So one machine is creating a barcodes, means that barcode will not be created by in any other place by any other machine also. So this is a globally unique. Okay. For example, I nowadays I create one employee table. So let us talk about Microsoft. Okay. Microsoft company is having lot of employees. They have employee table, right? So Microsoft is giving some employee number like this 1001. Say name is called John and salary is something. And 102, say some David, the salary is something like this. Clear? So this is Microsoft data. So I have one more company, let us say IBM. IBM also having employee table, and they also can maintain their own data. They may also have the employee number is 101. So inside we may have Emirate. Okay, she's joined there, right? She's joined there, and salary is getting some. It's okay. You can also have this, right? Billing is joined there, and she's getting some more salary like this. Now, whatever be the reason, Microsoft company and IBM company getting merged. Okay, so what we need to do? So Microsoft is and IBM is talking together, and all IBM employees are going to merge with this. Now, when you take this data and try to put it here, what will happen? You will have same duplicate primary keys, right? You will have duplicate numbers will come because employee number cannot be duplicate, right? But unfortunately, earlier this was a separate company, this was a separate company. But now when both companies are getting merged, when I take my data, these numbers also getting duplicated. I don't want to maintain these numbers at all. Clear? So what normally we do, we create we create a table, we create a table here. and we create a new ID or new employee ID, something like this. So this will be a GUID. Clear? When you store this data, you automatically get one number. Okay, one hexadecimal number will be given. So that's a number. So you may have something else here. Okay, and you take this, and when you're storing, you will get some new number is going to come here. Okay, so when you store here, you're going to be getting one more new number like this. So this will be employee ID. By using this, you should be able to get identify this record is something new, this record is something new. So later they delete this and they will assign new numbers. Okay, they'll assign new numbers. They may have one, two, three, four. Okay. To identify a single record, so what normally we do, we generate a unique number. So using this, this is something new. This is something new. So this is something new. So we can create own global unique identifier when we're merging the data, because when merge it, we'll have duplicate entries because we never knew that. So I'm maintaining my own numbers here. They're maintaining my own numbers. When we merge it, we need to have a unique number. So barcodes, right? Barcodes so are automatically created. Even whenever you merge, you need a new ID to be created so that you can develop or generate with the help of GUID. Clear? So unique number if you wanted to have for any row, so you can create a global unique identifier, so which is hexadecimal, very very big number. Human beings cannot read this number. Machines can easily identify this is a separate row and this is a separate row. Both of them are not, duplicated. So with the help of that, clear? So it's very, very important to understand GUID. Now we have XML data. So before talking about XML data, let me talk about spatial data. So when you book for Uber, Uber cab, and if you have some map data, so database also can store mapping data with the help of geometry and geography. So you can have mapping data, the route data, maps data can be stored in your databases with the help of these two. And hierarchy data also you can have it. What do you mean by hierarchy? For example, I wanted to have a employee data. Employee CEO is here. Under CEO, you have somebody is working, right? So you have A, under A, let me show you like this, okay? Yeah, you have B under A and B, C, D is working. Under B, you have E is working, right? Under E, you have some K is working. They wanted to know this is a zero level data, one level data, second level data. Who are the employees who are working at the second level? Who are the employees at the bottom level? Is a zero level. Who are the employees who are getting to CEO? And under CEO, who are the people working? So who's reporting to B? Who's reporting to C? Clear? Who's reporting to D? If you wanted to have this kind of a data analytics, then you have to go in for hierarchical ID. Clear? Especially the employee data, family data, grandfather, below that your father, and below that you, and you will have your children, right? So all this data is called as a hierarchical data, employee data, family data, all this data. So I wanted to know who's the grandfather in this family, who's the the bottom level people in this family. If I wanted to maintain, I have to create this kind of a structure and perform the data analytics like this. Clear? For that purpose, we're going to be using hierarchy ID to get the level in the hierarchy. Clear? So these are the data types we have it. But one more thing we'll discuss now is that XML data. What do you mean by XML? Let me talk about it, this. And so I was talking about semi-structured data here, right? Semi-structured data is now called as XML. XML is a semi-structured, okay? So tables we know already, rows and columns, and files, chart, pictures, audio files is called as unstructured data. I was talking about semi-structured data. Semi-structured data is now XML data. What is XML? Let us understand. XML stands for extensible markup language. Okay. So why do we need to, invent this? Why IT companies have invented, even though we have lot many software, this is one more extensible markup language. So this is what is called XML. Okay, XML is extensible markup language. So what is the purpose? Why do we need to have this? That is the question, right? So the answer is to remove the platform dependency. Platform dependency. So this is the, you know, to remove the platform dependency, we had to have XML. So let me give you one explanation why XML is needed. You have a company called Citibank. There is a company called some Deutsche Bank or ICICI Bank. A lot of banks are available in this world, right? So in this bank, the software is running nowadays, right? 40 years back, no software, everything is manual work. You go to the bank, so people are maintaining account, ledger, account, lot of things, completely manual work 40 years back. But now, no manual work, every data is being stored in the software. So you assume this bank is running a software called .NET, and this bank is also maintaining a lot of ATMs, right? So this is the ATM machine, and this is a bank servers are connected to that, right? So this is ATM machine. So this is having one ATM. And let us go to HDFC Bank, right? So this bank is also running a software Java, and HDFC Bank will have lot of ATMs, right? So these people also will maintain lot of ATMs. So ATMs also will have which software? Same Java software it will run. So all HDFC, whether it is a computer which is connected to HDFC Bank means which is has to run Java. Clear? Because complete development is done, HDFC is working fine. Now what will happen? A customer, so you are the customer of, let us say, you are the customer of Citibank, right? You will be given an ATM card. So definitely you can go there and you can insert the card here. Okay. So this machine can understand, and this is a server, and the communication will be happening to the server, right? You will get the funds and everything is fine. But unfortunately, you can also go to this ATM, right? You can also go to this ATM and you insert your card. You are actually HDFC Bank customer, or you're a Citibank customer. So you're using .NET. All the cards and everything will be printed with the help of .NET only, not anything else. When you keep your card in this, and this is going to read your card, and it will say it is running Java, right? So this will say I cannot understand a .NET. So simple thing, you know Chinese, I know English. You're telling me, hey Bhaskar, you give me water in Chinese, I don't understand because my language is a .NET, your language is Java. So how can we communicate? Gone. So a Java guy, a .NET guy cannot communicate because Java is a different language, .NET is a different language. So the person cannot go to the another ATM and withdraw the cash because another ATM will throw out your card saying that don't understand, declined, card declined, cannot read. So this kind of errors you will get it. So that is the issue. So same example, right? You know Indian language and you're a foreigner, you know some foreign language. If you don't have a common language, then you will go mad. So a Chinese guy and one more, let us say Indian guy. So India is going to be speaking Hindi, and the Chinese guy is going to be talking about Chinese language. How communicate? So Chinese guy and this guy should have a common language. The common language may be English, right? So a .NET is one language already this fellow knows. A Java language this fellow knows, and both of them should know a common language. The common language is called as XML. Clear? The common language is called as XML. .NET can understand XML. Java can understand XML. So the communication barrier will not be there. Clear? So you know Chinese, fine. I know Hindi, fine. But you and me have to talk. Both of them should know a common language called English or something else. Forget about English. Forget some language we should know. For example, you have some ABC language. So if you have a common language, a Chinese guy can talk to me, a Indian guy can talk to them. So the common language is called as XML. Clear? So Java.NET is communicating today not with the help of Java and .NET, with the help of one more language called XML. Clear? So what is XML? XML is a language. Now, what is the purpose of XML? To remove the platform dependency. So a English guy or a Chinese guy cannot talk to an Indian because Indian people will speak differently. So how can we removing the platform dependency here? By teaching, by introducing one more language in China, that is English, one more language in India, that is English. So we are trying to remove the platform dependency. So that is how. Or you may take not English, but also you may introduce Russia. So let them speak. Both people are going to be speaking, let us say, Russian language. So let them understand, or Arabic. So Chinese guy also know Arabic and Indians also know Arabic. Then you use Arabic as a common language. Clear? So now, so that is the reason why the scientists in America and all over the world, especially in Microsoft, IBM people, and a lot of IT engineers are getting a lot of issues. Clear? So earlier we had C language. Okay, C and C++ are coming from the same family. So C++ means it is advanced C, nothing else. It is called as a C++. Okay, so they are coming from single family. There is no communication problem, but suddenly we got lot of other languages. We got VB and we got Java, we got .NET, right? We have Android. So all these languages cannot talk to each other, cannot talk to each other. So the IT companies were facing a lot of issues. IT companies were facing a lot of issues. Then they said we need to have some standardization because VB cannot talk to C language. C cannot talk to Java. .NET cannot talk to VB. So there is a big issue is going to start. Then your application can work independently, my application can work independently. That is not the story. We are creating the software for entire public to use. You cannot say everybody has to install only VB, everybody has to install only Java, then only we can work. So that is if that is the case, everybody will have difficulties. Whether you may use Java, I may use .NET, forget about it. So the communication has to happen with the help of one more language. That language is called as XML. Clear? So when you insert your card here, so what will happen? So it is going to be creating. Who's going to be creating? This is your HDFC customer. You go here, one XML file will be created. Okay, the XML file will be created by this machine, and that XML file from here to here. Okay, it will go. So how the communication is happening? Not through Java, XML. So it will give you a file like this. XML will have like this. It will tell you, it will send you one file. It will say a customer from, so XML file looks like this. I'll tell you. Okay, it will tell me, it will send a file. So customer a card number, ATM card number, say 123 blah blah blah. He came to me, he came to me, and this guy is telling the password is this. Okay, password is blah blah blah. Now you try to take it, and this guy is asking, do is planning for a transaction is doing. He wanted to have cash withdrawal. Okay, so this is the communication. This one server is going to be sending. This is the card number, this is the password, and he wanted to withdraw the cash. And what is the amount he wanted to withdraw? So this is the amount he wanted to withdraw. That is $1,000. And can you tell me whether should I give this amount to him or not? This communication, right? So this communication like this, it is going to go. This is what is called XML file. So you can simply save this. Clear? And which are case sensitive. So this is opening a tag. This is a closing a tag. Okay. So uppercase, lowercase, especially it is a root tag. Clear? So we are not going to create. This is opening tag, closing tag. This is what is the data. Okay. The password, let us say 55 0. So that is the password. So this will get encrypted and this file will be created by one machine. Let me say this file will be stored as some customer data, customer.xml file, which is not a text file, clear XML file, and it will get saved. And the file is sent to whom? From the HDFC bank to this bank. And this bank will say, will give you one more communication saying that, yes, you proceed. So again, it will give you everything. This is everything is fine. Same thing you will get by adding one more, this one. So you say, what is the status of the transaction? Okay, you say you proceed. Proceed means it is a true, there's no problem at all, you can give. Clear? So it will get the same thing. Communication will be also added in this file. Say status, you proceed. So this fellow will say, yes, that is fine. If you have, if you don't have any problem, then this machine will tell me, okay, done. I am going to disperse the cash and the cash will come out. So immediately the updation will go. So the transaction is completed. You update your records. So the communication is happened not in Java, not in .NET, only in XML. So this is how XML is going to be containing what? A data. What does XML contain? XML contains a data in the form of a tags. Clear? So the communication, I'm not talking in English. Sorry, I'm not talking in Chinese. I'm not talking in Java and .NET. The communication is happening via XML file. XML files are automatically created by Java and the .NET. XML contains a data. Clear? So if you wanted to create a XML file, so this is how the XML files are created. So when you open a customer file, so XML editor you can have. So you can open this file like this. Okay. So when you create, okay, it looks like this. Okay. So who's going to be reading XML? XML will be read by, there is a small code that is called as a parser. Okay, so remember how XML, who's going to understand XML? In your .NET only, there is a XML parser will be there, and here also there is a XML parser will be there. Clear? So this XML parser is going to be understanding, and this guy is telling, hey, .NET, you don't worry, everything is fine. I think you just verify whether this data is available, this sufficient balance available for him or not. Clear? So the small software will get injected, okay, in all the other softwares called XML parser. So every software can understand XML today, because if you don't understand XML, the communication cannot happen across the platforms, across the languages. Clear? So any software coming today, for example, you have Android. Android also will have XML parser. You have a browser. Browser also will have XML parser. Clear? So everything is communicated today to your computer, so will be read by a small code. XML parser will be there. If that is not there today, your communication cannot happen, because you cannot communicate to the, your own language to other person, right? So you can have one thing to understand, and they should have something to understand. You and me should have what is called English knowledge, English grammar and everything we should know. So when I say I am a boy, I need water. So if I say something, your grammar is telling this is English, so you can understand. So the XML parser is can understanding your languages and it can reply. Clear? So XML is everywhere today. XML is called as to remove the platform dependency. XMLs, we don't create them. Machines are going to be using to remove the platform dependency. So XML is a case sensitive language. XML is introduced by a company called W3C. This is the, not a company. It is a charitable organization, you can say. They don't charge anything for this language. SQL Server software is not a free software, right? Oracle is not a free software, but W3C, World Wide Web Consortium, World Wide Web. Okay, so people who invented web, WWW, these people only, okay? World Wide Web Consortium, these people have, invented this language. Clear? Initially, they invented a language called HTML. HTML is used to create websites. Clear? And these people only invented XML language. So this is to remove the platform dependency or language dependency. So HTML, hypertext markup language, to create websites. Clear? So you are using a Amazon.com. Amazon.com is HTML actually. So plus Java, and you're using a .NET. .NET sites are there. So .NET plus HTML. So what is the website? Website is a collection of HTML pages only. Remember this point. Who given HTML? W3C. This is the charitable organization, World Wide Web, which is there in America. So these people given HTML, then later these people only given XML, and they said clearly every software manufacturing company, okay, so have to understand XML. If you don't understand XML, you are out of the market. Clear? Whether you're Android, Linux, anything, whatever the thing you have it, but you should have a XML parser so that the communication can happen throughout the different devices. Clear? So XML is this kind of a data. When you get this kind of a data, okay, so this data can be stored in our the entire complete file data can be stored in our databases with the help of XML data type. Clear? So whatever be the communication is happened from server A to server B, each communication can be stored, each XML file can be stored in our XML data type. Clear? So you can create lot of columns, and all the data can be stored in the XML. XML contains data. XML will have a root node and end node. XML will have small nodes, and XML data is case sensitive data, and XML files are used to communicate over the internet, right? So the communication is not there, means you cannot go to any other bank today. I cannot go to your bank today, right? So definitely XML is playing very important role, and this is a free of cost. Everybody can use it, so they can implement in their software so that the machines can talk to each other without having any problem. So .NET will create XML file, Java can create XML file, Android can create XML file, and X application can create XML file, and they'll send it over the internet. Other machine can receive, and it should be able to understand because of XML parser. Clear? So that is how the communication is happening today. So XML is a semi-structured data. It is not a complete structured data like table format. It is not in the table format. It will have tags format. This is the data called as a semi-structured data. Clear? So this is very, very important, guys. Clear? Any questions?